my current Blender Spaceship and modeling project. It's work in progress, and we start with the thumbnail version. We are still modeling this ship here. I just thought it's a nice idea to start actually with the thumbnail version. So I believe this is what you're gonna see in the thumbnail, but this might change depending on, I do not know what I'm doing. Maybe we work together or see something nice and the thumbnail idea switches, but I believe this is what you're gonna see first. So I thought let's start with that. About the ship, actually, well, this is the place. First of all, this is I like to put my starships when I'm modeling them into the space from time to time, so for that I created an extra project where it makes sense to put your ship sometimes into the space where it belongs. That's what I think. Yeah, we can also change here a little bit. It's a very simple universe, so very simple. Okay, you know what? We're gonna change the scene. We go into the modeling, save project file of Blender, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Why not? Why not talking about that? Okay, we are now in the modeling Blender version. It looks a little bit different because today. Earlier today I realized, or I wanted to practice a little bit about with the bump texturing. So I created those little bump effects. I mean, bump effects aren't new to me. I kind of get how they work, how they function. But what is maybe new to me is then creating like my own bump effects with Blender or GIMP, and then putting them on particular places, like for example here or there, which gives the ship more details. Right now it looks like screwed up or completely. That's just because I'm playing around with some settings, trying to when you play around with the settings, you can actually do a bunch of nonsense, like nonsense, and this is why this looks like that. I believe, this is the version I'm currently working on. Also, stuff like this is interesting, and I would like to later, when the ship is, let's change the scene here a little bit. When the ship is I thought I had already. That's okay. So when the ship is, when the modeling of the ship is done, and then it makes sense to actually start maybe painting it, which is not that convenient in when you only use GIMP and Blender. But since I financially not that strong, I don't have another choice anyway, so which is good, because if you do not have a choice, you better learn your stuff, So anyway, so that's actually not a bad thing. You learn a lot if you do not have much money, So that's good. Oh yeah, by the way, this is where it gets actually interesting, because this is not the first ship I model, but it's the first ship where, how do I say that? Well, where I always try to model them inside and the outside, and that is not that easy, because especially in the beginning with Blender I used a lot of subdivision modifier to make the ship look rounder and so on, but that you kind of lose the control by using modifier to be able to to control the modeling. Like, in this case I can, right now I have a good control, not perfect, I'm still learning this stuff, and then I'm able to connect round stuff with the with the not round stuff. What is this called? Keep in mind I'm still kind of learn the English language, try to improve it, but that's a different topic. And when I get tired, I talk so badly, it's almost yeah, it's it happened in my last GIMP painting video. I was tired, it was a hot day, and I spoke like crap, but that's okay, whatever. So not about that. So the point is, yeah, making a nice ship from the inside and from the outside. That is my goal. It's not the best ship ever, but it's right now at least it kind of looks good. So as far right now I'm okay with it. However, the good thing about this ship is that first of all the performance is good, because I try to work. I try to keep in mind to not, well, to work in a way that this object doesn't get unnecessary or doesn't create unnecessary performance issues due to the fact that we have too many polygons which we do not necessarily need. So I try to be economical on that. I'm not completely economical because I'm learning still, and this is not really, you know, you're making mistakes. There is no other way to do that. So every time when I construct a ship, I get slightly better, I believe, or I understand it better, and that is always fun to create something new. Because you can improve that. So right now this is a one object, which I think that's cool. This is my goal, because it's also, to me, it's kind of it's hard to actually create one object and also make sure that you have round stuff like this one. This is round, I would consider, or that one without a modifier. We are using a modifier, but this is a different thing and it's not really necessary. Kinda, I think. So what was it, what I tried to say? I lost my point anyway. Let's talk about a modifier, since I mentioned it anyways. We have here a mirror modifier. That makes sense because we want to have a symmetric object. That is one of the necessary things. You see this solidify modifier is deactivated, because I first thought we need that. But then I thought, no, maybe we do not need that. I think for showing purposes I can change the color a little bit. Let's get rid of the metallic. Just, you kind of see the structure a little bit better. So white, let's make it gray, huh? So, okay. Well, make it a little bit wider. So yesterday I had a good, oh wait, you know what, let's make a plastic version. I like that actually. Plastic, a little bit shiny and a little bit red. Yeah, but red is maybe hard to watch, huh? So let's make it, what color do we, you know what, let's make it gray again. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, you can see it kind of okay, and so on. Okay, I again lost my point. The modifier. Okay, let's take a look at the modifier. Okay, so solidify modifier is not really necessary. This is, you know what, I can show you the beginning later. Let's do to the modifier. Yeah, maybe this is better for now. This is just without stuff. So solidify modifier, I thought it's gonna help us to create quicker results, but I turned it off at some point because it started to annoy me, and then I realized I don't really need that, so I left it like that. But you know, it's right now it screws up everything, because for a while I worked without that, so I think we really don't need that anymore. But let's leave it like that because it doesn't bother me right now. Maybe you know, we can play around. The barrel modifier, however, is very needed actually, because we want to make it look nice. If we turn that off, we can see it's a little bit, it looks a little bit smooth and so on, and then that's fine because we want to make smooth. But let's say I would like to have the spaceship as an animation from far away, then there's really no need to have this kind of detail. I believe so. You know, I'm still learning, so keep that in mind. So we can turn this off. you can change this to shade flat, and then it's, you know, basically the same. Not that detailed, I believe. Not the edges, not that round, and that's it. That's what I actually like. I want to have like a little bit of round edges, and this is what the bevel modifier gives you. I believe with the cost of more polygons, I'm pretty sure about that, but you know, when I talk like that, I'm not an expert, and when I sound like an expert and I'm not talking nonsense, I want to tell you that keep in mind that I still can be wrong, you know. Okay, anyway, so I like it, so it's on, smooth, and now we have like, you know, a little bit around the edges, which we can turn on and off. If you use that, it's not always gonna be great if you, especially if you wanna use a round object like this one here. Again, this is a part of the ship, so what I did basically is just I limited the bevel modifier to the this is a German word, I believe, Rumpf. I'm not even sure if this is written correctly, even in my mother language, but or native language, you guys say. But it basically means the core or something, or the body. Anyway, it's like a ship term, I believe. Anyway, I'm not an expert on this either. So I limited the bevel modifier to only those vertices. I can show you this actually. So wait, select. So you can see those vertices are affected, right? So and that actually is really needed. Otherwise, if you have the bevel modifier on and you want to create a round object or attach a round object to that, then they will be influenced in a very bad way. I can show you this actually. Why not showing this, you guys? Yeah, let's just click this away, and you see here we have the problem. Now we have some little glitches here, which is kind of still doable, but this one is never becoming really round again, because the bevel modifier is just preventing it from doing that. And maybe you would like to have that, maybe not. I don't want to have that, so I'm gonna just undo the step if I can. Can I? No, I can. So, and now they are not affected. It's also possible to do this vice versa. I like to show that because it's so cool. And that's something I figured out, I learned it, and then I'm so proud that I like to show that. Yeah, so yeah, what is not really done is the back, of course. You can see the back is pretty, well, basic, I would say. Kind of like in those games where you can construct, for example, Space Engineers. Nice game, very nice game, but you're spending so much time in Space Engineers constructing stuff. If you like that, maybe you should check out Blender, because it's basically the same thing. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so yeah, the back we need to change, and then the inside. I can also show there are some artifacts, some glitches coming from the bevel modifier. If we turn this off, you can see the reason for that is simple. It's I wanted to create more details, so I created those little you know, little bumble dimble, I don't know what to call that. I thought it's cool, and it's kind of cool, but it causes some glitches, so we need to keep that in mind to fix that. I think the easiest way to fix that is just by limiting the, you know, hold on, so select everything. So right now they are affected too. We should maybe you know, put them away, or how do I say that, to deselect them. Can we do it like, no, I don't think that works kind of like that. I mean, it works like that, but this is not really a nice way to do that. An awful way actually, but yeah, like this and that. So this is the idea, to kind of, you know, exclude them from being affected by the bevel modifier. The only problem I encounter is, for some reason, I don't know if it's me, could be me, is if I just wanna, you know, let's say we have now selected different stuff, and I wanna, you know, assign that, I cannot do that. As you know, let's just do it. Let's say assign. So when I deselect everything and select, it doesn't work. It works other way. If you wanna select more, and you press assign, this works, but not the other way around. I don't get it actually. Anyway, the way how I deal with that is usually if I want to change this. So example, if I want to make sure that when I select those guys, they are not selected, and the only way I figured out is just creating a new vertex group, say assign, just check if everything is like I like. No, it doesn't work. No, it's not like I want to. This is big. Again, this is not a good way to deselect stuff in general, but why do I say that? Let me just... Looks to me like, yeah, see, this is not a good way because... Yeah, well, because you can see, but right now I cannot think of a better way. Anyway, so let's just do it manually this time. It's really not a good way. This is a really awful way. We should maybe at least turn this on, yeah, so. Okay. Deselect, 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 deselect. So how does this look now? I think we pretty much did the right thing somehow. Okay, let's turn this on, back on again, and then this one. And now go into the workers group. I'm gonna delete this again. This was false anyways. Create a new group, assign, and deselect everything and select everything. So this looks good. This is what we want to have. And now the easy way to change that is actually we're just gonna delete this guy here. I'm gonna show you what happens. Rumpf, the German word, deactivated. So now I think nothing is really... Anyway, the modifier doesn't know what to select, I believe. So we're just gonna rename that. And if you write it correctly, Rumpf, then it automatically grabs this again as the new group. I can show you this. So the barrel modifier, so it works. See? Okay. And I think the glitch must be gone. Should be gone. Now it looks a little bit, not that nice anymore. So what we could do is give those guys their own bevel modifier. If we really have trouble with those, that it looks a little bit unsmooth or whatever this is. I think we could actually ignore that for now. It's not that big of a deal. If it bothers us later, there's a way to fix that actually. Also manually, we don't need the bevel modifier for that. So then we have this guy here. This is also, the project name is Kim2. I have a Kim version 1. It's pretty much the same. So if you screw up here anything, we can go back, which is always good, but having a backup is needed pretty much. Yeah, so what I would like to do later on is just let's go in this menu, I like that, is this is our cockpit. We can look outside later on. I think right now not, because simply we have not really much to see, so I don't think Blender is really... this should be glass. Let's see what I did. Yeah, this is glass. And we should be able to look outside. Shall we check that maybe? Let's check this. Let's give us something, an object to check that. This is a nice object. Let's make this one here red or something. Yeah, so let's go back into the menu here. I enter the camera. Do we see? Oh, see, and we can see our new planet, I believe. That's so cool. Yeah, so what we could do later on is, if we are happy and finished with the modeling. I never came this far, by the way. I always started creating spaceships, and at some point I realized I messed up. And to fix your mess is actually harder than just creating a new one. And it's not too bad. You can still use those old ships for animation if you need that, or for a template or something. But, if you really try to make both, like inside and outside, well, this is, to me at least, a challenge still. I'm still not sure how to start. I always think starting. Sometimes I thought maybe starting from the outside is good and then, you know, creating the inside, but I believe now it's maybe easier to create the inside first, although I did here kind of both at the same time. I can show you this. We're gonna check out all the things anyway. So here could be like a whatever, like, you know, we can just divide this for now, and then we can extrude here. So kind of little terminals, right? So yeah, this looks nice, right? Doesn't it? Yeah. And here maybe like a TV. So hey, I actually like this idea already. Yeah, this could be our terminal. Wait, make it even better, huh? Isn't that not? No, it's not. Wait a second. Yeah, wait. Let's make a new one. Where is it? Oh, now we have Blue TV. Yeah, Blue TV. Everybody likes Blue TV. And now we can watch TV. Isn't that not great? But what I want to do this time, I also tried to last time in the other ship, which I used the modifier, the subdivision modifier, which makes everything kind of round, which is cool, but again, hard to control, I believe. This time I would like to create separated objects. Put them, you know, like a chair. We're gonna create a chair, TV, a control station, and then kind of connect it to the ship, but not completely, so that we're able to move it around. I think that is better. We don't have to force to make everything like this one, you know, although I like that. But this is also why I like to not use the modifier, because with the subdivision modifier, I already encountered the problem that if you want to do stuff like this quickly, like a TV screen, you cannot do that. Everything gets round, kind of, and I mean, it's maybe possible, but tough. Okay, so you get the idea. This is how it looks. I'm gonna show you now the starting version, or actually some different versions. Yeah, so work in progress stuff. This is basically almost the same. I think maybe with less details. Yeah, you can see here there are that's better, huh? Yeah, I think that's better for showing purposes. So there are not so many details. I thought that might be a thing, you know, to make it a little bit more yeah, like a little bit more badass. So, yeah, okay. Later on with the bump stuff, you need to have some details here and there. Multiple approaches to do that. Oh, by the way, before we continue watching that, in case you wonder, the inside and outside is the same face. We just used, I can show you this quickly. So let's go to this. So this is our outside material, and we are using a geometry modifier. Not modifier. What's it called? Node, I believe. Yeah. So, and we have backfacing applied or connected to the mix shader. So one color, the outside color, goes into the mix shader here. Although it doesn't matter, you know, but in this case it goes here above shader, and then the inside is this one here. This is just you can actually ignore that. If this is too complicated, if you're just interested in Blender stuff, you're new to that, ignore that. It's not important. So this is the inside thing, and this is the outside, and that gives us the ability to have control over the inside and outside without having extra outside surfaces. I don't know how to say it differently. It's like, maybe I can show you this. So we have like, this is just, you know, a two-dimensional object. That's basically a ship's wall. This is, let's say, the outside, and this is the inside. And with the settings we just use, can we do that quickly? Let's do it quickly. We just need those kind of things here. Copy. Let's say, I can show you this here too. When we turn on face orientation, you see the red side is maybe the inside or the outside, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. But this also doesn't matter. We can just, oh no, what did I do? Yeah, So, okay. So there's always, this is always a thing. There's always an inside and outside. We give it a new material. We're gonna delete that, we don't need that. And we paste the other stuff here inside. And now, it, well, in order to see it better, we need better contrast. So now you see, this is our basically our ship. So let's say this is the inside and this is the outside. It's two-dimensional, and it's a little thing. I've seen this, I needed to look up. Oh, there's a thunderstorm outside in Germany. Yeah, I need to look up. There was a German guy. I found a lot of English-speaking tutorials, great tutorials. But in this case, I think it was a German guy talking in English, and he was, I believe he was talking about that, and it was very helpful. I forgot his name, but I left him a like, and I was very happy that he did this. Yeah, okay. This is just a nice tutorial for that. Okay, so again, then we have this ship here. It's just an earlier stage, like everybody else we're gonna look at now. You can see the... yeah, I tried... This texture is from... I made this texture for another car. It's just with GIMP, quickly made it. I just experimented a little bit because I like how it looks. Yeah, texturing with GIMP is very fun. If you can use GIMP, Photoshop, do it, experiment a little bit. It's weird. Texturing was extremely weird at first because it's so weird, especially if it is a object is complicated. But if you're taking it easy, and you can also ignore texturing at the first. You know, you have those normal things, you know, like those stuff. That's really sufficient to just change some colors. Totally fine. It's a lot of fun. Sooner or later you're gonna figure out other stuff. Here we have experimented with other nodes. You know, this is, I believe, what node is it? What node is it? Is it? What the heck? Oh yeah, I cannot pronounce this node. Voronoi texture, whatever. It gives us this weird, this cool, you know, squares and so on. Also different stuff, you know, you can, yeah, change this and how it looks. And it's cool and fun. I like this stuff. However, I would really like this time, if I'm done with everything, to create my own bump effects, which I experimented a little bit. Since again you would like to get more control over your thing. This is fine and cool, and you kind of have the control over that, but it's still, well, I think it's just, you wanna, you know, you have an idea, you wanna try something new. Okay, then this one, earlier stage, I believe, what have it changed here? I do not know. I see. The things here are not there, see? Those bubble doubles, they are not there yet, and yeah, and the above stuff, the rockets are not here. Inside, yeah, pretty much the same. Of course, it's the same thing. Then, oh yeah, this one is because we use the mirror modifier, you know. If you use the mirror modifier, stuff like this happens pretty quickly, and it doesn't look bad or something. It's just I did this already, and I thought, no, this time I wanna keep that in mind, not using that. It also looked always kind of like an insect. Those spaceships, to me, every time when I create one, I think I'm creating a vacuum cleaner first. They all look like a vacuum cleaner at first. They still kind of do. Anyway, you know, you have to keep working on it. And the yellow stuff. Okay, then for the back, then we have this guy here. I believe those details, the white ones, are new. Shall we take a look at inside? Why not? Yeah, this I kind of liked at first, but then I didn't. Yeah. It looks nicer, better from the inside, this one, but from the outside I don't like it as much. So, oh, we're falling. And now this one, you're almost the starting position. So you see, pretty basic, pretty simple. I believe this is, we are using here the, I should actually put them in a different layer group or something, because they are causing, you know, not needed to show them all the time when you work or modeling. I believe we have the, yeah, here is the modifier on, the solidify, because I thought it's needed for stuff like this, like the window here, you know, to make it a little bit thicker, like, oh no, it doesn't work, what did I do? Yeah, like here, you know. But again, on the one hand, it is cool, but it always kind of ends up being a little bit in the way. But maybe I'm not against it or something. I just haven't figured out a good way to use it without crossing some issues, you know. But I think there, for everything, there is a need, and the best thing that what can happen is to figure out for what it is good. And I just, you know, I've just realized there are also vertex groups, so that's maybe also a thing to keep in mind, you know. Good stuff about modifier is that you can always experiment with changing a little bit of the shape of the ship, but if you're not satisfied, you can always turn them off or change their awareness. So for experimenting, they are great, I think. I like them a lot. I really try to not use them too much, but bevel modifier I kind of need, because I really like the round edges. I wish there would be in E for Blender an option to always have a little bit of round edges or something. I don't know. I know it's possible to turn like caveat or something. I don't know what that's called. Somebody introduced that and I watched a YouTube video. There is a render type here somewhere. Where is it? Here, workbench, and here you can somehow turn off cavity, turn on. It's kind of makes the edges thicker or rounder. It looks pretty good, and I wish this option, I mean, you cannot see it right now, but I can turn this on somehow. The YouTube guy I watched, he's keep doing this, and he does great videos too. A lot of good videos, guys, a lot of good videos. Oh boy, that sounds almost like Trump. The best videos, the greatest videos. Anyway, so this is this guy here, and then this is, you know, basically the beginning. If you want, you know, when this was done, I actually thought about, you know, starting from zero again and then recording the whole stuff. But here the problem is really, I mean, someday I will do it, but at the same time, I like to record and I like to show some stuff. So maybe right now this is a little bit better, because so I can, you know, just model, listen to music, and then when I did something I can show you this like that. And if I feel like that, if there is anyone interested to see the whole progress, then I think that could be, yeah, it would also be nice and fine. But it's also, as soon as you record, you feel like you need to show something of value, at least I do. And when you start modeling, again, you try something and you destroy it because you think, no, let's try a different approach. And that can be fun, or maybe for somebody who wants to fall asleep, likes to watch that. That's also okay. I wouldn't mind. I take everything. Yeah, it's just you feel like a little bit of pressure to do something interesting immediately, but I have to get rid of this feeling anyways. Good, so you just listened to a weird random YouTube guy. Congratulations, that was probably very helpful for you. Or not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue working on my little ship, which is now cut in half. Great job, Lucas. And then, well, maybe I'm gonna show you a future version, a better version of this, or I stopped talking about that completely, and suddenly there's a new video about a different spaceship. Can happen, I never know. You know, depending, sometimes you work a long time on something, and you know, then yeah, you think, okay, it's boring, too much stuff to fix. Let's start it again, do it better. It's not too bad, because Right now, here at least, I feel motivated to fill the inside also after finishing the back a little bit with stuff. The reason again is simple, because we have here better control, nicer edges as in the other big spaceship with the subdivision modifier. So that's already an improvement. But if I figure out something even better, would help me even to create faster and better, then I would abandon this ship and create a new one until I get my job done. Yeah, good guys, that's about it. You want to see some in between pictures? I'm gonna show you them. Hold on. Okay, we're almost done, so I'm gonna just show you a deer show, which everybody likes. You know, everybody wants to see a deer show. That's the best thing in the world. Okay, so we have here, like, this is the red plastic version. We click it away, and then we have a white version, you know, in the other scene. Also experimented with the light a little bit. I like this kind of, anyway. Then this version might be a little bit interesting, and so just a little bit of Photoshop, not much, just a little bit of the cartoon filter, and yeah, not really much Photoshop work, but I thought this is interesting because it kind of looks like, you know, I don't know, like a game. Okay. Then here we have the cycle render, which if you know Blender, you know what I mean. That's an interesting render, but for my system always too slow. It's not, because at the end I believe I want to animate my stuff anyways, and with cycle, no way, I'm not gonna wait like 4 years for that to finish. If I would, you know, if I have the power, the resource, that's a different case, but I don't have the resource. But for pictures it's nice. So click it away. And what is that? Oh, that's the black version. I think this is the thumbnail version. And it's pretty much the same thing. That's really like the deer show, you know, of people you don't. Yeah, this is another thing. Okay, good. And this is the render from the inside. I thought it looks really cool. Here's some glitches. Test render with a little bit, the FUV or FOV is a little bit wider. I like those things. They're looking spacey, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, we are done for today. That's about it. Thanks for watching again. Yeah, whatever. We see us soon yeah, we see us. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe. Bye bye and auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen is the German goodbye. Bye bye.